Like you said, living in a godown, that's really like, struggle.
Yeah.
What did the lows teach you?
You know, Rohit, I feel like only the lows teach you.
Hmm.
Success makes you complacent. You know, I really hold all my failures very close to me. I don't let myself forget them. In those times, it still was very nice. Like we were still very happy. Like were we emotionally hit? Yes, but we were so happy that we were just all together.
TV gives you a lot.
Yeah.
In the sense you become a household name,
Yeah.
it's good money.
Yeah.
It also takes a lot from you.
Yeah.
Why is it like that? Like, whoever I talk to who has done television, they want to leave and they left thinking, ho gaya ye mera, I can't do. Why is the system like that? The system refuse to change?
I genuinely really enjoyed my years in television.
Okay.
I had a blast doing every single show. The reason why I stopped doing TV is because I felt like creatively this is all that I can get out of it.
Correct. Yeah.
मुझे लगता है मैं इसमें सिर्फ पैसे बना सकता हूँ और वो मुझे कभी भी जिंदगी में necessarily excite नहीं करता that you're just doing something for the money. I felt like now that I'm in this field and if this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Going in and getting a big screen movie, how tough is that?
At the time that I took a break from TV, there was no OTT. Like, या तो फिल्में थी या you had television. So yeah, that did come in the way. It still does come in the way, quite frankly. And I've accepted it now. That this is what it is. This is the nature of the beast. And instead of cribbing and crying about it, you keep doing your own thing and you find your own journey.
I get two answers. Like some interviews that I do, I get to hear that बहुत काम है industry में, सब लोग busy हैं, इतने shows बन रहे हैं, इतनी movies बन रही है. Is this true?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a bad time. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's a bad time for me. You never know. Like maybe the ones that are working are not feeling it.
It's
right?
a bad time in general. Right?
But मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इस time पे सब everyone is waiting and watching.
When I talk to producers, they also blame the audiences. They say audience को देखना है, श्रीदेवी की बेटी कैसी है, आमिर खान का बेटा कैसा है, सैफ अली खान की बेटी कैसी है. They also go for that. Is it true that it's also a reflection of the society we live in?
I would necessarily not be the most correct person to comment on that. If today as an audience you are enjoying something, end of story. But if you're not enjoying it, it's important to create new stars. I am Karan Tacker and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Karan, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you so much.
I've been wanting to do this for very long, so thank you so much.
No, in fact, it's the other way around. I think I've wanted to do this for a very, very long time and I'm so happy that we're getting to do this chat finally.
Right. You keep this in front of me and you say, let's do an interview. This doesn't happen very often.
Right.
This looks amazing, by the way.
Well, like I told you, the idea is that you keep munching and you don't catch any of my bluffs during this chat that we have.
Okay. But yeah, thank you for this. This looks really, really nice.
No, thank you.
I'm going to take you back so that people keep this interview as a reference if they want to know anything about you.
Okay.
What was childhood like? Where was it?
Childhood actually, I'll be very honest, was very beautiful. We didn't really grow up with much as a family. I don't want to necessarily say that we were poor, but we weren't like the best financially. Having said that, I'd like to believe we were really rich in love. And that's why I feel as a family, we never realized, especially as kids, that what our situation was. Like our parents never let that come to us. But very normal, low middle class family. I'm a Delhi born, but I was about 6 months old when my parents shifted to Bombay. And I've been in Bombay since, and that's actually one of the biggest battles because anyone who meets me first feels like I'm still from Delhi, right? Jabki I've lived my entire life in Bombay.
Your life here, yeah.
I schooled here. I went to a very beautiful school. It's called Arya Vidya Mandir. So it's an Arya Samaji school, and they taught us some really beautiful values. And somewhere I think those really stayed with me. And once I finished school, I was a terrible student, and I didn't get into the best school after that. Fortunately, I got my bearings in place for my management studies. Okay. And I passed out of the first division in BMS.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing to my accolade, quite frankly, in my entire educational career.
Right.
From there, I started a business with my father. My father was already into the distribution of Indian garments.
Okay.
And, I started this outlet of retail Indian and Western clothes with Dad. We had 2 stores actually just right here in Lokhandwala, and we had one in Juhu.
Wow.
The world hit recession. There was a big Citibank crash that happened. I think it was, I'm terrible with years, but it was about 17, 18 years ago.
Okay.
We went bankrupt. We sold our homes. We sold everything that we had. And for a little bit, I shifted with my family into our godown because that's the only space that we had to live. And I think we were there for about a year and a half. And we put ourselves together. My dad got a job. My sister got a job. And I got a job at the same time. I had started, like, there's an auditioning process for flying within airlines, right? So you've got to get these pictures done and all of that. So I did a bit of that. Fortunately, because I had like a retail outlet, so people used to come to my store for sourcing garments. So one of them said, "Why don't you try acting?"
Wow.
That's actually how it happened. I tested for a show for Balaji,
Right.
Which was already ongoing. They were replacing a character. And
that's the most filmy story.
Yeah, it is. It is. I know that most actors say that we were never set out to be actors, but in all honesty, I never really thought that I would be in this field because मेरे परिवार में तो कोई मतलब फिल्में ही नहीं दिखता. Like we were never that bent that used to go to watch films, or my parents had any artistic inclination. My mother painted. I get that artistic side from her.
How interesting. Yeah.
But having said that, getting into the entertainment industry was an absolute alien for me and my family. And I remember even in our worst times, when I told my dad that, Dad, I think I could become an actor and maybe this can pull us out. Because around that time I had cracked a ad with Fairness cream company, which paid me roughly about 3 lakhs about 18 years ago.
Wow.
17 years ago. And that was a lot of money, right?
Yeah, true.
So I was like, Dad, I think this can pull us out of our misery. And I remember my father was sitting across the dining table. He took a katori and he threw it at me saying, "You want to become an actor?" And there's that. So it was quite heated like that. But I mean, this is where I am today. I have really fallen in love with what I do over a period of time. And that's the honesty of it. For a very long time, I don't think I really knew what I was doing.
Right.
Television doesn't really allow you to comprehend the craft.
True.
It's much later that I felt like, oh wow, this is interesting. I really enjoy doing this. I really like sinking my teeth into preparation, and this is where I am.
Right,
Long
amazing.
story
See
short,
where you are. That's great. What did the lows teach you? Like like you said, living in a godown. That's really like struggle.
Yeah.
What did the lows teach you?
Rohit, I feel like only the lows teach you. Success makes you complacent. So while I know that sounds very dramatic to say, but I really hold all my failures very close to me. I don't let myself forget them. I don't let myself forget when we had no money. I don't let myself forget when my mother used to really try to put the food on the table, knowing that this is all that we have. I don't forget the time of the godown, but I'll tell you something very beautiful. Even in those times, it still was very nice. Like we were still very happy. Like were we emotionally hit? Yes, but we were so happy that we were just all together.
Wow.
We were all okay. The godown was a bit overwhelming because मेरी जितनी दुकानों का सामान था, we sold it like buy one get 6 free. Because godown में हम रह रहे थे तो रखने की जगह नहीं थी.
Correct. Wow.
So we had to just get rid of all of that. So that's what it taught me, that as long as your family's together, as long as you're, you can just not over glorify your struggles and your failures and not let yourself get bogged down. I think it all just pans out beautifully,
Wow.
But I can say that today because it's, reminiscing and living life in hindsight is a very poetic way of looking at life. Right? So today I can be like, chalo jo hua achhe ke liye hua, look at where I am today, and life's been great. But at that time it was really tough.
Right.
But yeah, it's been fun nonetheless.
Once TV happened, then did it take convincing to your dad, because he was clearly not in the interest of your acting?
I think the paycheck started rolling in. He was okay with what was happening. He's like, chalo theek hai, I feel like this is all right. No, I mean, see, it's also new, right? For a family that was in business. Before Bombay, my father was in business even in Delhi. So he naturally thought that I've done my business management. This was the organic graduation to kind of, be a part of the business, or maybe start something with him on the sideline. So it was new for him, but I think when they started seeing me work, and just the fact that I was working, I feel like that's what made him feel like, chalo theek hai, I'm assuming this, by the way. I've never really asked him this.
True.
He also must be like, chalo theek hai, beta kuch to kar raha hai.
Yeah. Then TV happened. TV gives you a lot,
Yeah.
In the sense you become a household name,
Yeah.
it's good money.
Yeah.
It also takes a lot from you.
Yeah.
Why is it like that? Like, whoever I talk to who has done television,
Hmm.
they want to leave and they left thinking, "Ho gaya ye mera,
Hmm.
I can't do." Why is this? Is the system like that? The system refuse to change?
I mean, while I know it would sound a bit hypocritical to say that that's not why I left TV, because I'm not doing television anymore. I genuinely really enjoyed my years in television.
Okay.
I had a blast doing every single show. I did 3 shows.
Yes.
Luckily, all 3 shows did extremely well. Also at that time, पता ही नहीं था कितने घंटे काम करना है. तो आप कोई बोल रहा है 15 घंटे काम करना है तो आप बोलो चलो ठीक है 15 घंटे काम करना है. Someday you're like अच्छा आज I remember on one of my shows, 2 nights I stayed at the studio only. क्योंकि हम 4-4 घंटे शूट कर रहे थे और लाइव टेलीकास्ट हो रहा था हमारे शो का. लाइक लिटरली हम शूट कर रहे हैं, एक सेगमेंट बन रहा है और वो ऑनलाइन जा रहा है. तो उस टाइम पे तो मुझे लगता है ये सब चीजें मस्ती में निकल गई.
अच्छा.
मैं आज देख के बोल सकता हूँ यार मतलब it was tough to kind of work 24 hours, 36 hours back to back. True. But it was fun nonetheless, yeah. Because as a young guy, you have so much energy. You're just so excited about life. You're excited about working. I had a very good time doing television, and there's no denying that. The reason why I stopped doing TV is because I felt like creatively this is all that I can get out of it.
Correct. Yeah.
मुझे लगता है मैं इसमें सिर्फ पैसे बना सकता हूँ और वो मुझे कभी भी जिंदगी में necessarily excite नहीं करता that you're just doing something for the money. I felt like now that I'm in this field and if this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I was at the peak of my television career when I did Ek Hazaro Meri Behan Hai. I said, this is a nice time to kind of take a break and try to do films. Because at least if I fail in that, people remember me for my success. Coming back will not be difficult.
Correct.
So it was a strategic decision. It's a very different thing that I never ended up doing a film after that. But yeah, now that I look back at it, it was all great. I never stopped doing television because I felt like it's too many hours. और कि ये स्क्रिप्ट लास्ट मिनट देते हैं. I had come to an acceptance कि ये इंडस्ट्री ऐसे ही चलती है. और I feel like that is more peaceful instead of constantly trying to fight that battle.
Then going in and getting a big screen movie, how tough is that? Even though you're famous, you're a household name, people know you. Actually,
very honestly speaking, television came in the way of that, right? Nobody at the time when I took a break from TV was casting anyone from television. If anything, I feel like up until today, actors from TV or even technicians are looked down upon.
Why?
I mean, I would be the incorrect person to answer why. I can give you my assumption of it.
Correct.
I just feel like the industry is slightly stunted in assuming that we might not be crafty.
Okay, correct. Maybe,
second could be that we might be overexposed. Having said that, I feel every actor today is on every single medium.
Correct.
You see them being papped, being Instagrammed, brands, they're talking everywhere. So I feel like actors of today are way more exposed than we were as actors in general.
True.
So that has been, that did come in the way because at the time that I took a break from TV, there was no OTT. Like, ya to film mein thi, you had television. So yeah, that did come in the way. It still does come in the way, quite frankly. And I've accepted it now. Okay, this is what it is. This is the nature of the beast. And instead of cribbing and crying about it, you keep doing your own thing and you find your own journey.
Right. But then OTT came and it did wonders for you. You got some great roles. That changed things a lot, OTT?
100%. यार मैं ना कभी-कभी when I look back at what decisions I made, I feel like I might have been slightly stupid because I sat back home for 6.5 years.
Wow.
And I hosted a lot on television. I did a lot of reality shows. But I had decided that if I act now again, I'm going to do it with somebody that I feel like I can watch my own work for. So I was very adamant. There's a lot of things that came my way which I didn't end up doing. Like special ops happened.
Special ops.
I got a call for the audition of the show. I tested for it a couple of times, a bunch of rounds. And, then finally met the man, Mr. Pandey, and he told me that, you're on board.
Amazing.
And I really feel like he gave a very different lifeline to my career, and it's been quite amazing since.
If you, now that you see, off late, what is the one show, some work that you think really got you recognition, credibility, everything?
I feel Special Ops, the first season, really suddenly put me out there.
100%.
Then Khakee gave me a lot of credibility as an actor. I think people started, different doors started opening. A lot of people started calling me for meetings. Sometimes that's what makes you realize, I think people are looking at me differently now. There was actually a bunch of films that happened post Khakee, which didn't end up going on floor for multiple reasons. But Yeah, I feel like Khakee could be that that after Khakee I could sit back at home and be like, यार अब मैं ये करना चाहता हूँ. I can take it easy. I'm not insecure of my next job anymore.
Correct. When I get two answers. Like some interviews that I do, I get to hear that बहुत काम है industry में, सब लोग busy है, इतने shows बन रहे हैं, इतनी movies बन रही है. Is this true?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I really don't think so. I'm somebody, and I mean, not to give myself credit, I like to keep my ears to the ground. I like to be informed. In fact, the first thing I asked you is that how is the industry faring?
Yeah.
You also said that it's not in the best shape.
Correct. Yeah.
We keep chatting about it with internally with different makers. I feel like it's a bad time. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's a bad time for me. You never know. Like maybe the ones that are working are not feeling it.
It's
right?
a bad time in general. Right?
But मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इस time पे सब everyone is waiting and watching.
Okay, when you talk to your people, like your friends, family, people are not going to the theaters unless एक छावा comes or one big film comes, then people go. But they are not going to the theaters. So now we have to live with it कि OTT है और यही है, कुछ बड़ी फिल्म आएगी तो ही हम theater जाएंगे. Is this the way to go? Do you think? Is this what you hear?
I mean, sometimes feel like we're about a decade and a half later of an understanding from the Western cinema, from the West, right? I feel like the West understood this much earlier. They started making only big budget films, only spectacle films. They started doing 3D, 4DX. They only started working towards event films, which is your summer, your Christmas releases and your winter releases. Right. So I feel like we're pretty much aping the same model at the moment, if I may say so. And I think that's what films is going to become. I feel like high concept films or like, drama shows necessarily would become an OTT view. I feel only what's a spectacle, something that you can take a bunch of people, which could be your family, your friends, and watch it as a communal experience. You'll go to the cinemas for, because it's as simple as this. Even being from the industry and being cinephiles ourselves, we also now choose which film we want to go to a theater to watch.
True.
तो जब हम ही ऐसा कर रहे हैं, तो जो हमारी actual audience है, वो भी यही सोचती होगी. तो मेरी understanding industry की यही है कि आज मैं भी सोचता हूँ कि अच्छा अब कौन सी हिंदी फिल्म लगी है कि मैं भी पूरे परिवार को लेकर जाऊँ. कि क्या मैं इसको घर पे भी देख सकता हूँ as a viewing experience, या इसका मजा ही आएगा थिएटर में. जैसे F1 है, F1 आप घर पे देख ही नहीं सकते. आप देख लोगे एक बार, but आपको जो उसका प्योर एक्सपीरियंस है जिसके लिए वो बनी है, they've innovated so much technology to put you in the theater for it, right?
True.
So you want to take that experience in. So I feel like all the big experience films, your IMAXs, your 4DX. So eventually I feel like the game is going to become the same, that Bollywood will also or Hindi cinema or cinema in general have to reinvent themselves to make specific theatricals and make films that are going to be OTT specific.
Right. There was a time when
I'm speaking like, I'm such a industry
person. You've done enough work. You've done enough work to understand what this is. There was a time where खाली ये 4 stars होते थे, 3 Khans और 2 और, and that's it. उनके ही films आती थी, उनके interviews होते थे. They were the only ones around. Today that has changed. I would say that at least there are so many more actors. You are there. Yesterday, day before, I interviewed Tripti and Siddhant for their film. Then I interviewed Shania and Vikrant for their film. There's a variety of stars and actors who are everybody's trying their footing, whether they are industry kids or outside. Is it challenging for you? Because somewhere I read you said, I can't afford to make a mistake. Why do you think so?
While I do think that there's a lot of outsiders, including me, and all the names that you took, and it's amazing that when I see a Siddhant do a film with a Dharma of such a big ticket, or you see a Vikrant do a film opposite of Shania, and that is Shania's first outing as an actor. So it does make you feel that, you know what, I think things are really changing. Or for the fact that Ayushman's made such a mark, he also comes from television and radio. But I feel like there's far and few.
Correct. These are very few.
You can count them literally maybe on a hand and a half.
I agree with that.
Right? So I feel like that's where the hole in the system lies. Somewhere I don't know how political I'm going to sound when I say this. I feel like the decision takers need to decentralize the system. I feel like 5 people can't be taking a decision for the entire industry.
Correct.
I feel like talent needs to kind of come to the forefront. I feel like people who are performing need to kind of get more work. So it's nice to see the Jaideeps, the Jaideep Alawat, Vijay Verma, Vikrant Masi, Siddhant, come out and do so well. Why I say that I can't afford to make a mistake, because I'm going to sound pompous when I say this. I have one of the biggest shows of the country on Hotstar, which is Special Ops. I have the one of the biggest shows of Netflix, which is Khakee. You know, we're doing an outing with season 2, which is a much bigger season for special ops. You know, I hold 2 really large franchises.
Yeah.
But I'm still at a employment line where I'm trying to tread to get the right kind of work. I feel like that's the hole in the system.
What you're saying is that if your shows don't do well and if they flop, you may not get another
I may not
chance.
get a second chance, right? So I may not get, like, no producer is going to, and especially given how the environment is at the moment, no one's going to take a risk of putting 100 crores behind me.
Right, it's fine. We don't have to be politically correct. Yeah, it's like, say for example, if you do a Lavyapa and Lavyapa fails, you will not get another chance, you feel, but a Junaid and Khushi will get another chance. Do you think so?
Of course. I mean, it's, you know, there's enough testament of it. So I feel like if I falter, I don't really get an opportunity again to headline a show like my next Bhay, right? It's a highly experimental genre. It's based on a guy called Gaurav Tiwari, who's a real guy, you know, and he dealt with the paranormal. So we're doing a paranormal drama, which is not horror. India's never done something like this. So I'll tell you where I feel like the problem becomes is that I don't know how many times am I going to get to play a Khakee, a Gaurav Tiwari, if I make a mistake. So when I pick a script like post Khakee, I say this, that, you know, I got about 36 offers of projects, which I felt at that time, because there was this one film that I was supposed to do that I should not do. Because if you ask me truly, would I like to do them all? I would have loved to do at least 4 or 5 of them, had 1 release or 2 releases a year.
So why didn't you?
But on paper, I felt like, yeah, this might not seem correct. You know, maybe it might go wrong. Maybe some of them are new makers. You know, sometimes, you know, you want to be certain that you're in the right hands to put a production out there.
Right.
And I selected the film that I was supposed to go for, which, like I said, you know, didn't really go on floor. And then Bhay happened. So I feel like that's where it becomes difficult to take decision into what you want to do next. So you have to make sure on paper everything seems as correct as possible.
Correct.
And now what I've started doing especially with Bhay, you know, especially if a maker allows me that, is that you really invest 1 entire year on a project. You sit on the pre-production, you sit on the script, and you try to better it wherever you are allowed to as an actor. Of course, you know, you don't want to overstep anyone's creativity. But collaboratively, wherever you can, make a project the best in pre-prod and treat it like you are a producer, you are a director, you are the actor, and give it your all.
Okay.
So I feel like, I don't know how many actors would necessarily do that, given the fact that they already have lineups. But for someone like me who does not have a lineup, like today I'm sitting with you doing this interview, I have nothing else to shoot for the year. You know, I'm done shooting every single thing. Bhay's done, it's wrapped. I'm going to release that at the end of the year.
Where Bhay will be a theatrical?
It's an Amazon. It's a series.
Amazon Prime. Okay.
But I have nothing else. You know, I'm looking for a script. So I feel like that needs to change. After giving 2 successful hits. And having a season 2, which is a testament in itself that obviously season 1 did well. I feel like the offers need to start rolling in.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? I don't know if I'm sounding very greedy or idealistic.
You should, why
but
not?
That's the graduation and endeavor of any actor. Na?
Any
आप
actor.
अच्छा काम कर रहे हो, आप उम्मीद करते हो कि आपकी industry आपको उतना वापस
No, it's surprising. Like, you know, when you say for a year you don't have, it's surprising, like someone like you who's talented, proven yourself, you look nice, you have every tick box in that. But, you know, somewhere when I talk to producers, just to play devil's advocate, when I talk to producers, they also blame the audiences. They say, audience को देखना है, श्रीदेवी की बेटी कैसी है, आमिर खान का बेटा कैसा है, सैफ अली खान की बेटी कैसी है. They also go for that. Is it true that it's also a reflection of the society we live in?
I actually wouldn't know, you know. I can only assume that the people who are saying this are much senior than me and have been a part of the fraternity much longer to know how the business exactly works. I would necessarily not be the most correct person to comment on that. But I feel like, in general, we're making entertainment at the end of the day. I sometimes feel like, you know, we really over-intellectualize and rationalize things. If today as an audience you are enjoying something, end of story. But if you're not enjoying it, and let's say if we're talking about films and the box office is saying that this is not doing well, so it's a direct testament that someone's not enjoying the product. So then to again put 15, 30, 50 crores into somebody and take a second chance, instead of putting that into talent and creating new stars and creating new actors. And I feel like it's so important, given the time, that you create new actors so that you're able to make more products. Because let's say somebody like me, I don't come at the cost of what most stars will come at, right? you can make a slightly more economical show with me,
Yeah.
or a film with me.
Hmm.
You are ready to sit back as a director or a producer at home because you are waiting for that one
One
person's date,
person,
right?
yeah, which is 2028,
तो
2027.
मेरा पॉइंट है, आपने प्री
हाँ.
प्रोडक्शन पे पैसे खर्च रहे हो, आप स्क्रिप्ट डेवलपमेंट पे पैसे खर्च रहे हो, आप एक्टर पे पैसा खर्च रहे हो, फिर भी अगर आपका प्रोडक्ट नहीं कोई देख रहा, और you want to go through that rigmarole all over again, maybe that's the business that they know.
Right.
I would necessarily not get it.
Right.
But I really feel like it's important to create new stars.
Right.
And
Of
to
course.
create new actors.
And every big producer tells me that they want to, because also bigger the stars, more the baggage they come with. They don't
100%.
want that. Everybody
100%.
doesn't want to deal with all that.
100%.
How will do you ask for work? Like, you know, for example, I'll give you, Rohit Shetty told me ki I was looking for a girl, and Sara literally came to my office and sat in front of me and said, "Mujhe kaam do." And then I'm like, "Chalo, you know, she's hungry for work. It shows that she's come here for work. She's asking for work. She didn't make anyone call. She just messaged and she landed up." Is that the way to go to show a director that, boss, I'm ready to work, I'm free? Or are we assuming that our agencies and people will come home? Give us.
You know, Rohit, I'll tell you, I have lived by this thumb rule that I've been working for the last 16 years, but I treat my work like someone who's still not arrived. And I feel like that's very important. I reach out to everybody.
Okay, you reach out.
I reach out to every single person who will allow me to get their number off or will maybe respond to me. For example, this interview that I wanted to do with you, I reached out to you saying, "Hey Rohit, I would love to have a chat with you." So that's just by nature, because I come from a business background.
Correct.
I feel like काम मांगने से काम मिलता है, बड़ा simple.
बिल्कुल.
और मुझे उसमें कोई शर्म नहीं.
कोई ego नहीं है.
मुझे आज कोई शर्म नहीं है बोलने के लिए कि I have not found my next project to shoot for 2026.
Correct.
Right. Because I mean that's the nature of the job. You have to tell people you're looking for work.
True.
Because you know we also live in this external life where we're dressing nice, we're looking good, we're making appearances, we're feeling confident. No maker at home is going to think कि आपके पास काम नहीं है. बिल्कुल नहीं यार, तो ठीक ठाक लग रहा है यार, अच्छी चीज़ गाड़ी चलाता है, पैप हो रहा है, फलाना डेमो सब सही चल रहा है इसका. तो और हम वैसे भी जितना भी हमारा डालते हैं इंस्टाग्राम पे हमारी जिंदगी दिखाते हैं वो बड़ी पॉलिश दिखाते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
So no one would really assume that you are looking for work.
So
I feel like you'll really have to go out there and tell someone, hey, you know what? I would love to work with you. I don't know if I'm going to be of any value to you or your product, but I'd love it if you put me on camera and see if I work out for you. So I do that all the time.
Right.
I do that time and again. In fact, I have a very bad habit of overreaching out to some people because, you know, I mean, of course, you know, as an outsider, I have heroes of the industry, right? And I want to work with them some point or the other. So I keep like reminding them that I still exist. I still have that I want to work with you.
Right. So ये Instagram पे हम अपनी जो live डाल रहे हैं and we are showing everything is just perfect. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Is it working against us also? Overexposure, showing everything is perfect.
I feel like it's a part of your job now. You know, I mean, Instagram is a vertical that pays you. Instagram is a vertical that you can put out a life that you can monetize. And it's, I mean, to each to his own. I feel like it's only wise to kind of monetize it. I keep saying as an outsider, I'm an actor. This is my only job. So wherever I can monetize it, I would love to do that. So today I host weddings. I'll dance at weddings. I'll post on Instagram. Wherever I can do to put food on the table, I'll happily do it. Yes, but I feel like, I don't know if you see my Instagram, it's as real as I am.
Yeah, that's
it's as raw as I am. I don't like to over polish it. I don't like to under polish it also दिखाने के लिए कि मैं बहुत मेहनत कर रहा हूँ. I feel like मेरी जैसी जिंदगी चल रही है मैं वैसे ही दिखाता हूँ. मेरा इतना ही है.
Right. This generation that's now just all over paps with their gym and beauty parlors and everywhere and airports and all. Everybody thinks they बहुत हो गया. We have reached a point where we either actors have to step back and say, okay, I'm done. What do you hear and what do your people tell you?
See, my peers gonna hate me for it. I have never understood how getting papped outside a cafe, outside a restaurant, is going to get you work.
Yeah,
I don't think any bona fide director is looking at which actors outside what cafe.
Yeah.
And let me call him for a job. And if that is happening, I would really feel very, very saddened. So I have never given into the model.
Correct.
I don't get papped. I personally don't enjoy getting papped because I feel like if I'm going to the airport, I want to be comfortably dressed. And if it's a 7 a.m. flight, in all probability, I don't have a shower. I want to put on a cap. I just want to get there and get to the city when I'm going for work and maybe then get fresh.
Correct.
So I don't enjoy it, and I'm not somebody who'll be like, "अरे आप कैसे हैं? मैं मिठाई ले आऊँगा," या all that. मुझसे नहीं होता है, frankly. और I don't know if I'm sounding terrible when I say this. So I'm not trying to diss anybody. I feel I can't do it.
Right.
And I don't subscribe to the model at all. Sometimes, of course, you know, when someone guides you, that kar lo once in a while, maybe it might do it. So you also take someone else's vision into consideration. I feel like, you know, we are all collaborating and your teams are looking out for you. So I'll do it. But every time I do it, I find myself feeling so embarrassed. Because I feel like, let's say my Instagram, hypothetically, you're on my Instagram. I have some of the makers I'd like to work with on my Instagram. They're anyway seeing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Now, why do I need to tell them that I'm flying to this destination to do that? I've come back from this destination because I have done that.
Right.
So I find that a bit embarrassing, if you ask me truly, that you're blowing your trumpet to this extent. क्योंकि 5 ही तो फिल्म मेकर्स हैं, अभी कितने ही फिल्म मेकर्स बचे हैं. I feel like you can count the number of producers and production houses that are running and working on maybe a hand and a half. I really don't think they're subscribing to the model of who's being packed. Having said that, I feel like what we're trying to do in today's time is buy someone's attention, because you know, you're scrolling up, right? So today's, in those 3 seconds, you're like, oh, you know what, you're buying someone's attention. But I'd rather do that by sitting in somebody's office.
Correct.
So I'm of that nature. अच्छा, I don't even like that कि आपने हाथ में स्क्रिप्ट ले ली और आप कहीं से बाहर निकल गए कि मैं कुछ कर रहा हूँ या कर रही हूँ. You know, I feel like वो तो मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा ही embarrassing लगता है.
Right.
कि you know, इतना भी जरूरी नहीं है मेरा ऐसा मानना.
Right. You know, so this 1 year, say for example, what would you like to do? What would Karan do? Like, would you like to? There are so many ways. Do you want to go and better your craft and learn something new? Is there some other hobby that you will take up?
I mean, so honestly, Rohit, for the last 2 years, actually, I've only shot.
Okay.
You know, my PR also told me that, you know, you have to reintroduce yourself to the media, and I'm like, यार 16 साल से काम कर रहा हूँ यार. They like 2 साल के लिए गायब थे. मैंने कहा क्यों काम कर रहा था ना? अब आप film कर रहे हो अभी, you know, you don't want to, what are you going to do? And today our hands are tied. You can't even like post pictures from sets. So I did a film with Anupam Kher, which is Tanvi the Great, which is what I shot last year. The year, I mean, I shot Special Ops the second season last year as well. This year I shot Bhay, and very honestly, I don't like to do too much at the same time. I like to give it my all. So, you know, I feel like every project takes a good 6 months of your life. So I have technically been busy just working. At the same time, I found a very beautiful hobby in sailing.
In sailing?
Sailing. So today I'm a certified sailor. I really, really love doing that. So every Saturday, Sunday, I'm at the bay sailing. So that's what keeps me busy. I started a business of my own. I launched an all-Indian tequila. It's called Gunda. Something sharing with you as a friend, but I started that. So that took a full year and a half to set up that entire business model. We just recently launched it in Maharashtra and Goa and Delhi and Gurgaon.
Amazing.
So that's taking the max amount of time, including the promotions that I'm doing. So I've been quite busy. As far as craft is concerned, I feel like, yeah, you can only work on your craft when you have something on paper in your hand.
Right.
I feel like otherwise you're throwing darts in the air. You know?
Work towards it.
Can you learn a new skill? Yes, you can. So I mean, we all learn our dance, our martial arts, our action, all that keeps going, you know. I feel like, but camera hours is the only thing that really kind of molds you. Like, just like a pilot, right? Or like a sailor. You're meant to do hours behind the, you know, the wheel in the plane. And that's how you get your certification, then you can fly commercial and so on and so forth. So I feel like camera time is exactly like that. It's the camera time that I feel like sharpens your craft. Sitting at home, maybe not.
Right. For you know, you also in your job.
Not like I don't learn acting and I don't invest time in that. I keep doing workshops all the time.
Oh, you keep doing workshops.
Yeah, but I feel like still, जो आप काम करते हो ना, आप उसी से सीख पाते हैं.
Correct. You know, your work also takes you places. You met the president. That was I saw some pictures on Instagram. How was that experience? That's something completely out of different, right?
This year has actually been a lot of firsts. We went to Cannes with the film. Sorry, we went to Cannes with the film. Which was really surreal. I never thought I'll ever be invited to go to Cannes, and that too with work that I've done.
Work.
So that was really beautiful, you know, to kind of showcase your film for an international audience at such a, you know, prestigious platform, and you bring all that chatter back to India, you know. So that was nice. The Rashtrapati Bhavan was really surreal. While you know, you only see big stars do this. So credits to Mr. Kher to pull this off for Tanvi, that, you know, we showcased our film to Madam President, and she saw it with us. She really liked it. She sat through the film, which was really sweet.
Oh, nice.
And she had lovely things to say about it. And yeah, you just feel very honored when you do that. You know, at the same time, I went for, you know, we were invited for special ops also. So the team of special ops, that's me, KK, and Parmeet ji, and Shivam Nair, who's our director. We all went again to the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So it was nice. You know, these things. You know, I sometimes feel I'm too young in the industry to really know how I should take this. But I'm just really humbled by it, quite frankly.
Yeah. No, these are great experiences. When you're watching, what do you watch? What do you like to watch personally?
I like watching dramas. I like watching things that are extremely verbose. I love watching anything with a lot of thrill and action. Suspense is always interesting. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm a commercial cinephile. You know, I'm not sitting and watching the most artistically inclined films. Maybe not. But I watch everything that releases.
Okay. You
I
go
like to watch
also?
everything. In theaters, every single thing. I want to watch it.
What was the last theater movie you watched?
You know, I've not been able to watch anything this month, but Materialist is something that I wanted to watch. F1, I've still not seen it.
Even I've not seen
because I've just been traveling because of promotion, so I've not really.
So you've lots to catch up. There's F1,
there's a lot,
Superman,
and Superman. I want to catch F1 before it comes out of the theater. I don't want to watch it at home.
Yeah, for sure.
I am Karan Tacker, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.